Hi, my name is Nomalanga Mhlauli-Moses with healthyblackwoman.com and successfulblackwoman.com. I'm here today with my good friend Shaquita Graham with lovingtheblackman.com and ateco.com. How you doing, Shaquita?
I'm doing well, Noma. How are you?
I'm doing great. So our topic today is little Kim, and I'm sure our audience has noticed that there have been pictures of her circulating. I mean, this has happened before, but in this particular instance where I saw it, it was very, very dramatic, where little Kim literally looked whiter than a white woman, and she had blonde hair. And her skin was smoothed unnaturally. And if you had known her back in the 90s, I think you wouldn't even recognize her. So you saw the same pictures floating around, and there were actually quotes from little Kim that kind of go towards explaining the way she looks right now. So can you say the quotes?
Yeah, so she definitely is transformed into a white woman, and some of the quotes that were shared on YouTube, no, I'm sorry, not YouTube, Facebook, they have her quoted as saying reportedly, "I have low self-esteem and I always have. Guys always cheated on me with women who were European looking, long hair, really beautiful women that left me thinking, how can I compete with that? Being a regular black girl wasn't good enough." She goes on to say reportedly that all my life men have told me that I wasn't pretty enough, even though I was dating, and I'd be like, well, why are you with me then? It's always been men putting me down just like my dad. To this day, when someone says I'm cute, I can't see it. I don't see it no matter what anyone says. Pretty sad.
Yeah, I think that's really sad. But I think that one of the things that has to be acknowledged is that we hear a lot of black men, even on this channel, you know, in response to us. If I happen to have a straight hairstyle or something, or another woman has a straight hairstyle, they'll comment and say, well, you know, why do you have that wig on? Or why is your hair like that? So, you know, the critique seems to come either way. Little Kim is saying that she was being criticized by men who seemed to favor women who looked more European. So it seems like, at least from where I stand, I'll wear my hair the way I want and ignore the critiques, whether they like it natural or like it straight or whatever. I'll wear it how I want and just do what I want. And I think that would have worked well for little Kim as well, because now she looks like somebody else. What do you think?
Well, I just think that the kind of takeaway that I have from this is that we have to get our children early and teach them the truth about their blackness and teach them how to value their blackness, and just give them more insight on who they are, because as we can see, this started early with little Kim. Some people are very prone to outside influences, and they search the for approval, and you cannot pull your approval from other people. You have to push it into them. You have to push your value out into the world instead of letting the world dictate to you what your value is. Unfortunately, unfortunately, black people, they have, taken the opinion of those who have basically relentlessly tortured and terrorized them throughout the ages as the epitome of what anything is, what beauty is, what intellect is. All of these things, they allow people to press upon our image and who we are, and that's just unfortunate for little Kim and a lot of other people out there who believe those lies.
You know what I think is also unfortunate, Shaquita, is that she actually said that somebody who said something negative to her was echoing something her dad said to her. I completely agree with you. You know, as parents, it's up to us to condition our kids, which is really what we're doing, is condition them to have an appreciation for themselves and their blackness and who they are. But unfortunately for her, she had a parent who didn't appreciate her the way she was, and I think that's kind of sad.
Absolutely. So basically, I had to take the position because we both homeschool our kids. There's a lot of people who know. I had to realize that the public school system was not going to give my child an understanding of why their skin is black, understanding of what melanin is, what it means to have dominance, understanding the people that they came from, the original people of the earth, and what those people have done, which will make it difficult for them to believe such lies. And I think that, unfortunately, like Little Kim talked about the different men in her. And of course, you can't help who you have as a father, but the other men, sometimes we just take what someone says and we run with it. I mean, what kind of man is that? What kind of man is he? Most black men are married to black women. So for those who appreciate the European ethnos or ethnicity or look more than the African look, okay, well, let them have it. If they want to, praise the oppressor and, procreate with them and this and that, well, that's their prerogative, but I wouldn't take that upon myself to demean my own value.
I agree. I'm glad you brought that up again, where you said that most black men are married to black women, because there's been this narrative that black men prefer white women, or they run off with white women and so forth. And of course some do, but most black men are married to black women, which means they love them and they appreciate them the way that they are. Little Kim is a grown woman. I even think she's older than me, so far be it for me to give her advice. But I think that for a woman in her position, and the position I'm talking about is a woman who's questioning the way she looks and thinks that a European look is better. I think it requires further questioning and seeing where that thinking comes from and being able to refute it. I'll be honest and say, I was raised in a country that was not colonized, but we had a lot of British influence. And then what started to happen, and this of course is Botswana, what started to happen was we used to equate sophistication and good things with whiteness. And it took a lot of work on myself as I became an adult and as I became a parent, and as I became more aware, to understand that, no, actually, that's not correct. My blackness is good enough. And, I have white friends. Their whiteness is good enough for them. It's not a competition, but I definitely don't subscribe to the notion that white is better, white is right, or anything like that. And sadly, even if Little Kim opened her mouth and said that she didn't subscribe to that, her face is saying something else. And a lot of black people's faces are saying something else.
Right. And so we know that throughout the global domination of white supremacy, they've pushed this idea. And we just finished talking about Malcolm X, where in his speech he said, who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin, to bleach it, to get it to look like a white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose, and so many things like that? And when we answer that question, who taught us to hate? And also the other part of the flip side, who did not teach you to love the color of your skin, to love the shape of your nose, to love your hair, because there's a lot to love.
I can't say much more than that. You hit it on the nail. I'm Nomalanga Mhlauli-Moses with healthyblackwoman.com and successfulblackwoman.com, and this is Shaquita Graham with lovingtheblackman.com and ateco.com. Thank you, Shaquita, for a great conversation, and thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you, everyone.